Hi, Jeff. My name is Nilay.
Hi, Nilay. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jeff Thomas. I'm the founder of Predictably. I've been hiring salespeople for 30 years, and I was no better than average in my success rate. So I decided to fix the problem. While most people don't know that 75% of sales hires fail in the first 12 months, they're rarely surprised by that statistic. What is surprising is that the cost of most every failed sales hire is $1 million mistake. Predictably has created a sales hiring methodology supported by an application that flips the 75% failure rate to a 75% success rate. One of our clients has hired 15 salespeople in the last 12 months, and every single one of them is at or above quota. Another client planned on hiring 3 salespeople, but liked their candidate pool so much they hired 7. So we're solving a multi-billion-dollar problem with an unmatched rate of success, and we're much less expensive than traditional recruiting. I'd love to give you a 15-minute overview of how we perform this critical function and to show you why Predictably has such growth potential. Is there anybody else that you'd like to invite to the meeting?
That was very good.
Like that. Jeff,
that.
Nilay, I'll jump in with some quick feedback because I know
Yes,
that we're
yes.
Jeff, first of all, you're probably going to be a very popular person on this chat as well as part of your cohort because, startups are always looking to solve, in my mind, Nilay, we could combine OdeCloud with Jeff and Jeff can just fix sales.
This could
right?
be
Everyone wants to fix sales, right? And so, but Jeff, I mean, this idea of fixing sales is something that hits at the core of every single business owner, okay? And so obviously, you talked a little bit about your methodology and you talked about flipping it, right? 70% bad hires to 75% good hires. I wanted to know a little bit about the secret sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was itching for it. I'm like, tell me a little bit. Tell me something I don't know, right, Jeff? You know what I mean? Because it's okay, you might be good, but tell me something I don't know because, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm, I want to know what you're doing, right? How are you leveraging tech? What's your secret sauce? Is there some sort of algorithm, or do you know what I mean? Like a little bit of nerd talk on how you're doing it.
Well, it's even easy to answer in one sentence without the algorithm stuff. So can I give it to you and see?
Please go ahead.
So basically, we do it through a series of proven methods where we collect data at every interaction point with the applicant. We use assessments and role play and a concept called structured interviewing to significantly improve the entire evaluation process.
Got it.
That doesn't say what we do as much as it says how we do it. Is that?
Sure.
Assessments, role play model. Yep.
Yeah. Are you also sourcing the talent, Jeff? Because that's the other challenge, right?
So right now, yes, and the business model will be that we can source it and give you a custom process where we do a lot of the work, or you can come in and just kind of do it yourself. So there'll be a premium level and which is a service and SaaS level, and then it'll just be a SaaS level.
So Jeff, that raises an interesting point, Nilay, and this is my last thought process, Nilay, for you to think about, right? From a monetary perspective. There's, I know everyone loves the SaaS model, right? In fact, everyone tries to change the, adopt a SaaS model because there's kind of this monthly play to it, right? But Jeff, there might be even a better model for you, right? There might be a different model that helps because, when somebody hires somebody, they're going to hire them and then eventually they're going to stop paying you, correct?
Yes.
Well, there is a SaaS model. I think for companies who are doing semi-continuous hiring, if I have 5 hires, my thought is on the SaaS model, if I'm doing 5 hires a year, it will make sense to pay on a monthly basis on an annual contract. If I'm doing, I need 3 people and that's it, that's going to be cheaper and smarter for the client to, to just kind of contract.
Sure. So the thing is if you are as good, what you could do is, you're a performance-based company, right?
Yep.
That's the way I look at it. I look at it as more of the executive search model where you're listen, okay, love what you're doing. And if my guy, what's your expectations? And if we do a better job, give us a base retainer. And then we also want to get a percentage of a commission for the sales that our people generate. And then you start making a ton of money, Jeff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like a percentage of sales, right? Like you're getting a percentage of sales, and the guy's like, it's okay. Like I had nothing before.
Sales,
right?
Yeah, it aligns you also. It aligns you against recruiters, because recruiters are not in the business of finding the best person.
They're not.
They're in the business of finding you their person.
Correct, Jeff. So that's what I want. I want you to make a ton of money and not raise money. Okay, keep equity for yourself. Okay, right, and
that's great feedback.
Right. So and Jeff, we'll map that out, right? To become performance based in what you're doing. If your thing is working as you've described, okay, and you said above quota, right? That's what I was saying, right? And in Malay, your elevator pitch is very simple, right? Because you just build this business as he's described, and you take a percentage cut of the above quota results,
right?
And that is a cash cow. That is a cash cow.
That's a beautiful cash cow.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Jeff, we're talking about this with all the people here, so you have to give a good deal to all the people that have showed up today.
No problem at all. I give everybody a first hire free.
You know what I mean? Like all these people that want to work with you now, please make sure they get like the friends and family deal from Jeff, not the above quota deal. But Malay, over to you, my friend. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So thank you, Ashton. This is a great feedback points. Like I think the business model of just charging per percentage of sales per performance is great. I actually did not know that you source your candidates. And that didn't come out, as strongly, but that's kind of, that's good to know. Yes. So shall I pitch your idea back to you?
Hi, Nalay. I'm Jeff. I've got a lot of money to invest.
Hi, Jeff. Good to meet you. My name is Nilay. I'm part of the Predictably.pro team. Jeff, I've spent the last 25 years hiring salespeople, and it was a constant frustration because 75% of sales hires actually fail. And this is an industry-wide statistic. Each bad hire costs up to $1 million per hire. And this is a big problem. Over the years, I have perfected a methodology using, real-time assessments, role play model, and some smart and we have kind of transitioned that knowledge into a smart algorithm that we have launched as a platform to help companies hire better. In the past 6 months that we have ran, we have hired over 25 salespeople who have 80% of which have achieved have been above quota. Our business model is we charge a fee per hire, and we take a percentage of extra sales performance made above quota for each of the sales hires in the first 3 years. We are currently looking for $1 million in sales, and we want to know if if you'd like to be interested to have a chat.
Like it. One point. That was great, Nalay. Jeff, one other point is like, this hiring market, like just talk a little bit about sales and the sales market and how big it is and how much of a, right? But definitely, Nalay, you piqued my interest on that sales performance thing. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I tried to bring in your credibility. Okay, Jeff, like, one thing you downplayed was, you talked about it 25 years when you began. You didn't transition that. And I think when you combined, it's a good way to combine that with your methodology, what Asher was asking, right? And I think that was missing. The other thing was I tried to blend, like, you talked about one client got 15 people, other client got 7 people. Just blend them all together, that we have helped in the last 6 months hire like 30 people for X amount, right? Or like they've been the general performance, right? Like for a 1 minute pitch, I think that's enough level of detail that you want to go into.
Okay.
Right. So those are 2 main things. I could not include your 75% failure to 75% of success rate. I just need to practice that one-liner more.
It's hard to say, and I feel like it's a little awkward, but I also think it's really powerful.
It's memorable. It's memorable.
And so I'm always trying to figure out how to say it better, and I've never gotten better than what it is. I know it exists.
The thing actually is this: it's actually part of a pitch, right? So it's part of a 1-sentence pitch, Jeff, right? So the average person, 3 out of 4 people they hire for sales is the bad person. We actually flip that over and accelerate it so that they're not just delivering at quota, but they're delivering over quota. Right. So it's 2 things. It's hiring better and performing better. Those are the 2 things you want to bring in a powerful, 1-sentence delivery. Right. Because then they're going to be like, wow. And then when you tell them that you're getting a cut of performance, right, which Nalay and I just told you to do now, hopefully you can do it. they're going to be like, wow, what if you sell oil rigs, right? That's a lot of money, right? If you sell oil rigs, you're going to make a lot of money. I want to talk more, right? So that's kind of the thought process around that, Jeff. But thanks again for sharing. Let's dig deep a little bit on that performance element, okay? And redo your financials and make sure we map this out before you get in front of the investor day for the pitches. All right, Jeff? Thank you for joining. Always a pleasure to see you, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Nalay, where was Jeff joining? Where's Jeff joining us from? Do we get
where are you joining us from, Jeff?
I am now back in the States. I was in Barbados for the last 6 months, and we moved back to the Philadelphia area on Friday.
Okay. All right. So we have a little bit more of the East. We have some Buffalo and
a lot of hiring companies in Philadelphia.
Yes. So Jeff, we have some other startups there too. Jeff, thank you for joining us. Right, stay safe, and your MBA team's doing very well right now. So we wish you all the best with that.